Hey guys, this is lesson 3.2 for algebra. 3.2 is solving multi-step equations. So if you remember, this should be a review for you. When you have an equation like this, you're going to draw your line. I'm going to then combine like terms. So this is negative 1x plus 6 equals negative 2. So I rewrite the equation combining those terms. And then I can minus 6 from both sides. So I get negative 1x equals negative 8. And then I divide by negative 1. So x equals 8. So try this next one, and then I'll go over it. Okay, so I'm going to combine like terms, which is 2m plus 1 equals 7. I minus 1. So 2m equals 6, and then I divide by 2, so m equals 3. Now, on a test or a quiz, you're going to want to put this back in and double check. So does 7 equal 3 times 4 is 12, minus 2 times 3, which is 6, plus 1. 12 minus 6 is 6, plus 1 is 7, so my answer checks out. Now, real-world problem solving. A gardener is planting a rectangular garden area in a community garden. His garden will be next to an existing 12-foot fence. So there's already a fence on this side, so he doesn't need to fence that. The gardener has a total of 44 feet of fencing to build the other 3 sides. How long will the garden be if the width is 12 feet? So now, they have written an equation. And what they've done is they said, well, this side is x and this is x because that has to be the same length and we don't know what that is. And I know that this is 12. So I know my 3 sides, which I'm going to show you right now in green, are the 3 sides of the building that are the garden that I have to fence in. This is x, this is 12, and this is x, and I'm going to add them together to get 44. So then they did this equation here, and then they solved it, and they said, okay, both sides need to be 16. So try one of your own. A carpenter is building a rectangular fence for a playground. One side of the playground is the wall of the building, which is 70 feet wide. He plans to use 340 feet of fencing. What's the length of the playground? So try this problem, push pause, and then we'll go over it. Okay, so here is the building, and then here is my fence that's going to go around it. Now, I know that this is 70, so this side's going to be 70, and these are the 2 sides I don't know. So I have 2x plus 70 equals 340. I'm going to solve this equation. So 2x equals 270. And then I divide by 2 on each side. So x equals 135. So this would be 135 of fencing. That's 70, and this is 135 for a total of 340 feet. All right, now another type of equation that you will see are these with parentheses. So when I do this equation, I have to first distribute. So I would rewrite my equation like this. 3k plus 24 equals 21. So I minus 24 from both sides. So I get 3k equals negative 3. I divide by 3, and k equals negative 1. Please try to make everything nice and neat, because once you start getting messy, it's hard to see what you're dividing by and what you're subtracting in your equation. Sometimes you'll get the wrong answer. So try this next one, and then we'll go over it. Okay, so I have 15 equals negative 3x plus 3 plus 9. So then I need to rewrite that again and combine the 3 and the 9 to get 12. That's a big plus sign. Plus 12. So then I'm going to minus 12 from both sides. So then I get 3 equals negative 3x, and then I divide by negative 3. So x equals negative 1. All right, and then the next method is fractions. So these are everyone's favorites, I know, but first what you need to do is get a common denominator. So I'm going to look at this one right here, and it has a 4 and a 2 and an 8. And I'm going to see, oh, well, my common denominator would be 8. So I'm going to multiply this by 2 over 2 and this by 4 over 4. Now, I do 2 over 2 because whatever I do to the top, I have to do to the bottom. If I'm going to double this fraction, I'm going to make it 2m over 8. So I just doubled it to get my common denominator. This one I'm going to quadruple, so I'm going to make it 4m over 8, and then that equals 5 over 8. I can combine my like terms. 2m plus 4m equals 6m over 8, which is 5/8. And then my last thing, I have to multiply by the reciprocal to isolate my variable. So now, by doing this, I have my 8 on top and 8 on bottom, so that cancels out, and my 6 on the top and 6 on the bottom. So all of my numbers cancel out, and what I'm left with is my variable, which is m. So isolating means to draw it out and get it by itself. Now here, this is pretty nice because I see there's an 8 on top and 8 on bottom. So then I know my answer is just 5, 6. So try this next one and then we'll go over it. Okay, so I have 2/3 and 5/8. So my common denominator is going to be 24. So I'm going to multiply 8 times 2 and get 16 over 24x minus 15 over 24x equals 26. 15x minus 16x is 1x over 24 equals 26. So then I multiply by the reciprocal, which is 24 over 1. And I see that x equals, and then you can just grab your calculator, and it equals 624. I just multiplied 26 times 24. All right, and then the next one is decimals. We've done fractions, we've done whole numbers, now we're doing decimals. So with this one, you're for sure going to need a calculator because I don't expect you to be able to divide and multiply decimals. It would just take too long. So my first step in this is I'm going to minus 2295 from both sides. So 2365 minus 2295 is 0.7 equals 0.025x. And then I'm going to divide by 0.025. So 0.7 divided by 0.025 is 28. So my answer is 28. Try this next one and then we'll go over it. Okay, first I'm going to combine like terms. 0.3 and 1.2 is 1.5x minus 3.6 equals 2.4. I'm going to add 3.6 to both sides. So 1.5x equals 6. And then I divide by 1.5. So x equals 4. Lastly, in your notes, you might want to jot down these steps for solving multi-step equations. First, clear the equation of fractions and decimals. Then you use the distributive property. Then you combine like terms. And then you undo addition and undo multiplication. All right, that's it for your notes.